What's up, adventurers? Adventuring with Chris here, and I'm in a swamp. I'm gonna take you guys on the full tour here of Fennessy Swamp in Augusta, Georgia. There's a fully protected nature preserve here in the south of Augusta, right near, as you can hear the airplane, right near the regional airport, but this place is great. Let's go adventuring. One of my favorite parts of this park are these abandoned grain silos that are here, because this used to be farmland before the city turned it into a constructed wetland. How much grain? They fit. Oh, they're open. Oh, I gotta see what's inside these. This looks pretty neat. What if there's bats in here? Seems like a perfect place for bats. Look at all the old abandoned wood from when it was a grain silo. Plenty of mud dauber nests, I'll say that. Nothing really else here, though. I think this is where the farmers would have went up. I don't know, you guys tell me what you know about grain silos. See any bats? This one's really cool. I like the way the greenery is starting to grow inside of it. You see these from the side of the road, you never realize they're made of complete concrete. All right, this one still has a lot of the old machinery in it. If you know what this machinery is, leave a comment. This one still has a partial roof on it too. This is so cool. I really like old abandoned things. Yeah, so I did the research, and this place was a farm. I mean, you drive out here, there's nothing out here. It's just farmland. So obviously, the city purchased this from a farmer, and they probably had cattle or something out here. Some of them still have the roofs on them. Other ones aren't so lucky. And as you saw when I peeked inside, there's not much left in them. Really get a good view of these old silos from back here. I always see these on the road down to Florida. See a lot of these abandoned. Sometimes you'll see them still in use. Now I'd come sit in this old 80s looking kayak canoe, but they've turned it into a nature flower pot. So there are more trails, but I think the boardwalk one we did just then is probably your main trail. Let's see what this says. A lot of cardinals back here. Oh, this is a labyrinth. Meditative labyrinth. Ancient symbol. The bridge going to the labyrinth looks very sketch. Okay. Feels all right. Ooh, I don't think they keep this trail up anymore. I don't know how far I'm going to go into this. Yeah, I think we'll save this for another adventure. So what I really like about this nature preserve is the boardwalk. Every good park, in my opinion, has a good boardwalk. And once you hear the sound of the plane going, a nice bit of silence here. Surrounded by a swamp. There's plenty of alligator here. Those will be coming up soon. And lots of other nature to look at. Let's see what we have here. We found one friend. Little turtle. And he's just chilling. Some dragonflies hanging out with him. Now, mind you, we are in a drought here in Georgia. We haven't had substantial rain in probably 2 months. So this swamp is definitely trying its best. But as you can see here, I walk right up. There's a nice place here where the rangers give talks to kids. I do remember coming here as a kid for a field trip. Absolutely beautiful. Heading to the visitor center next. So this isn't a state park or a national park. It's a nature preserve, and that means basically private entities got together to purchase this land and protect it. And that they have done in spades. You basically get to walk through mangroves and a beautiful swamp here in Augusta, Georgia. Coming up now on a tree, I guarantee you that hawks, owls, woodpeckers really enjoy. The only one out here. I just passed one family coming through just a second ago. Here's some water. There's another boardwalk over there. Here in the south, everything is covered in Spanish moss. You see it all over in the southeastern United States. And people used to think not to touch it. It does have bugs and things living in it. I remember my uncle as a kid would grab pieces of it and throw it on his car antenna for reasons unknown. So quiet and peaceful out here. It's a free of charge park, or nature preserve. Popped on some sunscreen. No, I do have the trail finding app downloaded for this nature preserve. And there's a fish. I don't know if you guys can see him. Just peaceful. Very peaceful indeed. Sometimes this is what all you need in life. You just need to get out after a long work week, disconnect from technology. I don't think people were meant to sit in front of computers. And so this guy is just outside the visitor center here, in the Welcome Center at Finney Swamp. His teeth are made of bolts almost, flattened out railroad ties or something. Now we came here for Earth Day, but unfortunately it looks like they moved all their Earth Day activities to the downtown part of Augusta. So the Welcome Center and everything's closed. It doesn't make I think they'd have the Earth Day out here at the Welcome Center, but I guess not. But behind me, you see all those administrative buildings. Those were the Rangers, and they do educational classroom retreats. Okay, so this is Gator Country. We're coming up on here first, folks. And there is our good friend, Swamp Puppy Alligator. No fishing or hunting. Do not ever feed or harass the alligators. It's a Georgia code. No fishing or hunting. This is the Sunrise Boardwalk. Let's head in. Oh, that's a nice breeze. Call this the Boardwalk Park. Tons and tons of boardwalks. All right, so all the different types of birds you can find here are painting bunting, a rusty blackbird. Here's the bunting. And the female's green. Look at that. We got a rusty blackbird, a least bitterin, American bitterin, our good friend the wood stork. Now things you don't want here, feral cats. Feral cats will kill the bird population, not by any fault of the cat, but by irresponsible pet owners who just let the cats go. And then they take huge chunks out of the bird population. So this walks right up to a little nature overlook here. And again, we're the only ones here today. I thought for sure the Earth Day festivities would be here at the park itself, but it seems that's not the case. And they do have an access thing here to get in if you want to go swim with the alligators. I'm teasing. I do like the little art installation they have out here. Way over there is a great blue heron. Right there. Don't see any gators yet. Now, mind you, this is their backyard, so you normally might see them chilling out. Like, I hear some people, so obviously there's other trails. Very peaceful. All right, on to the next boardwalk. Why did you see our frog? All right, into the woods we go, folks. Again, this is Finnessy Swamp, Nature Preserve in Augusta, Georgia. I'm not wearing the hiking boots today because this is just a boardwalk park. Reserve the boots for other stuff. One person just passed me with a huge camera lens. Always wanted to do that, get a nice big camera lens and kind of see what kind of up close nature you can get. You gotta be very patient for that though. It's so quiet. The old cliche, this is just what the doctor ordered. I would like to have gotten into the visitor center though. Looks like they moved everybody for that downtown. And a couple of people commented in my previous videos how quiet I am, self-spoken. It's because I'm a teacher of middle school and I raise my voice a lot throughout the week, so I try and dial that back a bit when I'm doing YouTube videos and enjoying some personal time. All right, that little path goes off. It goes up. I don't know. I think I'm going to stay on the boardwalk. You can always go back and check something else out, but I'm staying on the boardwalk for the time being. Back on the boardwalk. I try and not record when other people are passing me. I don't want to feel like people are being put into my videos without permission. I know you're in public, so it doesn't matter, but to preserve the integrity of the video and the ambiance, I try and only film nature in its most pure form. I can see where they've replaced bits and pieces of this boardwalk here at the swamp. What kind of curves right here? That's neat. Oh, my friend here. Let's see, he's camera shy. Nope, he is not. He's definitely camera shy. That's just a little gray squirrel. Another little side trail. See, the only positive of this drought we've been having the past 2 months is the humidity is non-existent. Here in the south, normally humidity is 60% or more all year. Well, mainly spring and summer. It tends to come down a little. But this drought has brought with it unnaturally dry air. It's reminding me of Utah and Nevada and California. I just saw a lizard. Really, really nice sculpture here of, these are great blue herons. Really like the way they did it. Looks like they made them out of copper. I just showed you one of these guys hanging out in the lake back there. So here are the guys that you'll see here at the swamp if you're lucky. You might see a marsh rabbit, American bullfrog, a bluegill fish. They've got freshwater crayfish. I've never seen an American beaver in the wild. Maybe swimming I have, but never on the shore like this. I'd like to see them. And we've got some plain-bellied water snakes. They're non-venomous. And of course, the osprey. So we've got another little walk-up viewing platform here. Looks like this is maybe during another time of year, not as overgrown. But what you really want to see is here. This is where the swamp really starts to open up. So this is the actual trail where you really get a view of the swamp in its entirety. And there's I don't think that's a cell phone tower. I think it was actually put there for hawks and things to roost. You see it right there. That is not a cell phone tower, but there is a nest on top of it. It's likely for the osprey and other birds of prey to utilize for nesting. Yeah, this is a really beautiful park. The ironic part is I've lived here and in the Augusta area, and I've never actually come here in my adult life, or came here to a field trip, I think maybe. And as a teacher, I think we may have brought a group of students here, but when you're with a school group, you're very limited with what you can explore. Just take a look here. I'll bring you guys back in if we get any, if we see any alligators. There's a frog in here somewhere making noise. Here's another good placard. I always like a good placard. So, wetland cells. These are called boxy wetlands. And basically what that means is you've got a berm, flood pipes, comes down, and you got marsh. Pond on the height, they call that the hydric clay, and then the water exit pipe and another berm. So basically Richmond County built this constructed wetland cells to act as the third and final step in their wastewater treatment. Water you used to brush your teeth yesterday with could be in these cells now. Each cell is surrounded by a berm, a raised area that ensures no wastewater leaks out. Plants added to each cell create a marsh, and marsh and grasses dominate while trees and swamps. So it's almost like a giant filter for drinking water. Constructed wetlands remove harmful nutrients from our wastewater with the help of plants, bacteria, and soil. Wetlands plants such as cattail, cutgrass, and bulrush use the excess nutrients found in whitewash to help them wastewater to help them grow. So soil acts as a filter and binds the phosphates and helps the wastewater be filtered. So not only is it a nature preserve, it's a giant filter for Richmond County and Augusta's wastewater. And on the way here, you did pass the wastewater treatment facility. So this is actually a constructed wetland. I thought it was natural. It's actually constructed. But then alligators and birds and other things have come here. Oh, something big just went in the water. I'm not sure what that was, but it's probably a fish. And I'm at the base of this, it's like a sort of a weather measuring station. Like, and of course, there is a bird up there. It's turned it into its own roost. All right, so we're heading back down off the boardwalk here at the Finnissy Swamp Nature Preserve, and kind of bummed out that the Welcome Center was closed. Seems counterintuitive, but on Earth Day they decided to have their Earth Day festivities in the urban downtown. So all their rangers, park employees are not here, and they've closed the Welcome Center. Seems kind of counterintuitive to have a Earth Day table and festivities in a concrete jungle and not out here in the swamp, but maybe I'm just overthinking that one. But definitely the crown jewel of this nature preserve is this boardwalk. The track around the swamp is nice, but there's just no shade, and it's the heat of the day. And even with no humidity, it's still really intense. All right, so that is going to do it. There's a bullfrog over there. That's going to do it for today from the Finnissy Swamp Nature Preserve here in Augusta, Georgia. Unfortunately, I would have liked to have gone to the visitor center and maybe got a t-shirt or a magnet, but nobody was here on a Saturday, locked up tight. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoy nature walks and peaceful videos like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. I usually go live 5 times a day, or 3 times a day, 5 days a week. Some bonus footage. Such a nice day. Let you guys enjoy a little bit of the peace, quiet here. Good friend, the beaver, largemouth bass, feeding on a shad. Wonder where that went. But I go live 3 times a day, 5 days a week. I'll catch you guys on the next adventuring with Chris.